Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a comment or question in from Jack Darsh. Darsh? Not sure how to say that, Jack. And that's in regards to my recent video on why I might switch to Canon for shooting video over the Panasonics. And it should qualify or clarify. I think at the time I was saying that I might switch over and sell my Panasonic stuff. I've pretty much decided that I'll get the Canon, but I'm going to hang on to the Panasonic because I want to straddle both worlds simply for the ability to shoot 4K. Now, Jack is asking, is the focus tracking in the G7, the Panasonic G7, still good enough for shooting action movies? Because I was saying that the reason I want the Canon is the dual pixel AF and the focus tracking. My answer for that is probably not. This is going to be up to you, up to the individual, on what your tolerance is for that. It's pretty good, the G7, but I don't think it's good enough to use for action movies, especially if I'm doing like a movie and not just vlogging style videos, that I'm going to be happy with it. I think you're going to see it better out of the Canon 70D, even better out of the Canon 80D, and I think you're probably not going to be happy with the G7. Again, it's dependent on what your tolerance is for these things and what you need, what your needs are for that action video. I mean, there's ways around that in post with fades and things like that to cover up for some spotty AF tracking. But to me, I'd rather, in a situation where I need that type of thing, I'd rather go with the Canon, because then I'm getting right out of the camera and less work. For one thing I've learned over the years, if you're only doing a little bit of stuff and you don't mind the back end work, fine. If you're doing a lot of video work, anything to make less post-processing time in Adobe Premiere or whatever your software is, that's great. It's worth its price in spades to cut down on that post time, because it gets to be tedious, it gets to be time consuming. You want to cut it down, you want to get your efficiency up huge. So if you do it more in camera and less in post, to me, do it. That's what I think. What do you guys think? For those of you especially that have shot both G7 or GH4, because they're very similar for focus tracking, versus the 70D or even the new 80D, would you be happy with the G7 or the GH4's follow focus live view tracking, for an action movie, or would you prefer to have the 70D or the 80D? Leave your comments below. Let us know. Let's help Jack out. It's a good question. Thanks for your question, Jack. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.